Dreaming of swapping American chaos for Norway's calm? You're not alone. Norway's stunning landscapes, social security, and work-life balance attract many Americans seeking a better life. But the reality is more complex than the glossy brochures suggest. Moving means navigating bureaucracy, adapting to a reserved culture, and facing a high cost of living. I'm David Nickel from Life in Norway, here to give you the real story, beyond the postcards. By the end, you'll know what it truly takes to turn your Norwegian dream into reality. Norway's beauty comes with surprises, especially for newcomers. The cost of living is staggering: $30 pizzas, $10 beers, and high prices everywhere. Norwegians are reserved, making friends takes time and effort, and small talk is rare. English helps, but without Norwegian your job and social options are limited. Bureaucracy is real. Finding housing, opening a bank account, and getting your ID can take months. These aren't minor hurdles, they're the reality most guides skip. Knowing this now means you'll arrive prepared, not shocked. This guide is your roadmap for moving to Norway in 2025. We'll break down visas, cost of living, job hunting, housing, and cultural integration. You'll learn about work, study, and family visas, plus what it takes to get permanent residency. We'll cover budgeting, finding a home, and adapting to Norwegian life. My goal? Replace your anxiety with confidence and practical know-how. Let's get started. The skilled worker visa is the main route for Americans. If you have a job offer first, your offer must be full-time, meet Norwegian standards, and match your qualifications. Gather diplomas, references, and get credentials recognized if needed. Apply early, processing takes months, and missing documents cause delays. Focus your job search on high-demand fields, and tailor your resume to Norwegian employers. The process is strict, but your Norwegian journey starts with that signed contract. Make landing a job your top priority. Studying in Norway is another path, if you're accepted to a Norwegian school. You'll need proof of admission, housing, and enough funds for a year. Student visas let you work part-time, helping with costs and building your network. After graduation, you can stay for a year to find a skilled job. This academic route can lead to permanent residency and a career in Norway. It's more than a degree, it's a strategic move for your future. The Family Reunification visa lets Americans with close family in Norway join their loved ones, mainly spouses, partners, or children. The process is strict, requiring proof of genuine relationships, financial stability, and suitable housing. While challenging, it's the most secure path for families to build a life together in Norway. After living in Norway for a few years on a temporary residence permit, you can begin to think about the long game, securing your future in the country through permanent residency and eventually citizenship. A permanent residence permit, known as permanent oppholdstillatelse, grants you the right to live and work in Norway indefinitely. It offers greater stability and security, as you no longer need to renew your temporary permit. For most American citizens who arrived on a work or family visa, the primary requirement is to have lived in Norway continuously for at least 3 years. This period must be based on valid renewable permits, so time spent on certain short-term permits may not count. However, the 3-year residency is just the starting point. To be eligible for permanent residency, you must also demonstrate a commitment to integrating into Norwegian society. This involves completing mandatory training in the Norwegian language and social studies. You will need to pass standardized tests in both subjects to prove your proficiency. The language requirement in particular has become stricter over the years, now demanding a level of A2 or higher on the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. You must also prove you have supported yourself during your time in Norway and have not received significant social assistance benefits. A clean criminal record is, of course, also essential. Once you have held a permanent residence permit, you can set your sights on the final step, becoming a Norwegian citizen. Citizenship grants you all the rights of a native-born Norwegian, including the right to vote in national elections and hold a Norwegian passport, one of the most powerful in the world. As of 2020, Norway allows for dual citizenship, meaning you would not have to renounce your American citizenship to become Norwegian. The standard residency requirement for citizenship is to have lived in Norway for a total of 8 out of the last 11 years. This period can be shorter for certain categories, such as those married to Norwegian citizens. The journey to citizenship also includes more stringent integration requirements. The language proficiency requirement for citizenship is higher than for permanent residency, typically demanding a B1 level. You will also need to pass a citizenship test covering Norwegian history, society, and law. This final step represents the culmination of your entire immigration journey, a testament to your dedication to making Norway your true home. While the path from a temporary visa to a Norwegian passport is long and demanding, each step brings you closer to a secure and fully integrated life in the land of the midnight sun. Housing in Norway is expensive, especially in cities like Oslo, Bergen, and Trondheim. Expect high rent, large security deposits, and extra costs for utilities like electricity and internet. Plan for these expenses, as housing will likely be your biggest monthly cost. Being prepared helps you settle in without financial stress. After housing, food costs will hit your wallet hard in Norway. Groceries are 30 to 50% pricier than in the US, and eating out is a luxury. Expect to pay over $25 for a burger and $10 for a beer. Most people eat at home, embrace matpakke lunches, and shop at discount chains to save money. Adjust your mindset and budget carefully for food. It's key to thriving in Norway. In Norway, public transportation is clean, safe, and efficient, making it the go-to for most city dwellers. Owning a car is expensive, with high taxes, fuel prices, and parking costs. Many expats embrace public transit, cycling, and walking, which fits the Norwegian lifestyle and saves money. In Norway, healthcare is universal and tax-funded, so you don't face huge insurance bills like in the US. There are small co-pays, but once you hit an annual cap, most care is free. Higher taxes fund these benefits, but you gain peace of mind and security, key factors when considering the true cost of living. Choosing between Oslo, Bergen, and Trondheim is a big step in your Norwegian adventure. Oslo is vibrant and fast-paced, Bergen offers stunning nature, and Trondheim blends innovation with community. Visit each city if you can and see which feels right. Each offers a unique Norwegian dream. Finding an apartment in Norway's popular cities is tough. Listings go fast. Use fin.no and hybel.no, set alerts, and act quickly. Attend crowded viewings, introduce yourself confidently, and have a strong rental application ready. Many start with a short-term rental or Airbnb, giving you time to find a long-term home you'll love. Be ready with all necessary documentation when a landlord shows interest. Proof of income is crucial, often shown through an employment contract. Landlords may ask for references, which can be challenging for newcomers. Sign the rental contract and pay the deposit in a joint account. With preparation and understanding of local norms, secure your new home in Norway. Finding a job is key to moving to Norway. The best opportunities are in IT, engineering, and healthcare, but most roles require Norwegian fluency. Use fin.no, and LinkedIn, and tailor your resume to local standards. Persistence and language skills open doors to your new life in Norway. When you receive a job offer in Norway, the salary figure might look impressively high compared to American standards. Average salaries for skilled professionals are indeed competitive, reflecting the country's high cost of living and strong economy. However, it's crucial to understand this number in the context of the Norwegian system. That high gross salary is subject to a progressive and substantial income tax. While tax rates vary based on income level and deductions, most professionals can expect a significant portion of their earnings, often between 30 and 45%, to go toward taxes. This can be a shock if you're only looking at the pre-tax number. This high taxation is the foundation of the Norwegian social contract. The money you contribute funds the comprehensive public services that make the quality of life so high. This includes universal health care, tuition-free higher education, heavily subsidized childcare, generous parental leave, and a robust social safety net for unemployment and disability. So, while your net or take-home pay may be lower than you initially expect, Your personal expenses for services that cost a fortune in the US are drastically reduced or eliminated entirely. It's a fundamental trade-off. You exchange a portion of your individual earnings for collective security and well-being. Comparing salaries between the US and Norway requires looking beyond the numbers. You need to consider what that salary actually buys you in terms of lifestyle and security. In the US, a high salary might be necessary to cover private health insurance premiums, save for a child's college education, and build a personal emergency fund. In Norway, these concerns are largely handled by the state. This frees up your disposable income for other priorities, whether that's housing, travel, or hobbies. Understanding this shift in financial responsibility is key to accurately assessing your economic situation and appreciating the benefits that come with the high tax rate. Therefore, when evaluating a job offer, don't just convert the Norwegian kroner salary to US dollars. Instead, create a mock budget based on Norwegian costs for housing, food, and transport, while also considering the massive savings you'll have on healthcare, education, and other social services. This holistic view will give you a much more realistic picture of your financial standing. The Norwegian model is less about maximizing individual wealth and more about ensuring a high standard of living and security for everyone. Embracing this philosophy is an essential part of adapting to your new economic reality in Norway. The Norwegian work culture is likely to be a significant and refreshing change from what you are used to in America. The single most defining characteristic is the profound emphasis on work-life balance. The standard work week is 37.5 hours, and overtime is the exception, not the rule. Punctuality is highly valued, with most people arriving and leaving the office at their scheduled times. The concept of FaceTime or staying late just to show dedication is virtually non-existent, and can even be seen as a sign of poor time management. Norwegians work efficiently during their hours, and then they go home to their families, hobbies, and personal lives. This respect for personal time is deeply ingrained in the culture. It is supported by generous vacation policies, with all employees legally entitled to a minimum of 25 vacation days per year. Many Norwegians take a long, uninterrupted summer holiday, often for 3 or 4 weeks in July, when much of the country seems to slow down. There is a collective understanding that life outside of the office is just as important as the work itself. This philosophy allows people to recharge, spend quality time with loved ones, and pursue outdoor activities, contributing to the country's high rankings in happiness and overall well-being. It is a stark contrast to the always-on work culture prevalent in many American industries. Another key feature of the Norwegian workplace is its flat organizational structure. Hierarchies are much less rigid than in many American companies. Decisions are often made through consensus, and employees at all levels are encouraged to voice their opinions and contribute to discussions. Managers are seen more as team leaders or facilitators than as authoritative bosses. This collaborative and egalitarian approach fosters a sense of trust and mutual respect. Communication is typically direct and to the point, which might feel blunt to an American accustomed to more softened, indirect language. However, it is not meant to be rude. It is simply a reflection of a culture that values honesty and efficiency. Integrating into this work culture requires a shift in mindset. Learn to be efficient and focused during your workday so you can confidently leave on time. Embrace the collaborative spirit and do not be afraid to share your ideas, regardless of your position. Participate in the social rituals, like the daily communal lunch or the occasional Friday after-work beer, as this is often where relationships are built. By adapting to this more balanced, egalitarian, and direct way of working, you will not only succeed professionally but also enjoy a healthier and more fulfilling integration into Norwegian society as a whole. Adapting to Norway's social code is a profound adjustment for Americans. Norwegians are polite but reserved, valuing privacy over small talk. Friendships develop slowly through shared activities. Join clubs or teams to connect with locals. Appreciate sincerity in communication. Observe, adapt, and find your tribe through shared interests. The Norwegian lifestyle is inextricably linked to its dramatic weather and stunning natural landscapes. For an American, especially one not from the northernmost states, the climate can be a significant source of culture shock. The winters are long, dark, and cold with very few hours of daylight, particularly in the northern half of the country. This extended period of darkness, known as mørketid, or the dark time, can have a real impact on your mood and energy levels. Conversely, summers bring the midnight sun, with daylight stretching late into the night, which can disrupt sleep patterns. Learning to adapt to these extreme light variations is a fundamental part of living in Norway. Instead of fighting the weather, Norwegians wholeheartedly embrace it. There is a famous saying, "There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing." This philosophy is put into practice every day. People invest in high-quality waterproof and insulated gear and get outside regardless of the conditions. During the winter, skiing, ice skating, and snowshoeing are national pastimes. In the summer, the entire country seems to move outdoors for hiking, kayaking, fishing, and camping. This deep cultural connection to nature, known as friluftsliv, or open-air life, is not just a hobby, it is a core part of the national identity and a key to well-being. For newcomers, embracing friluftsliv is one of the fastest and most rewarding ways to integrate into the culture. It is not about becoming an elite athlete, it is simply about appreciating and spending time in nature. Start with small, manageable hikes, known as søndagstur or Sunday walks, a cherished weekend tradition for many families. Join a local hiking club or find groups on social media to explore nearby trails. Investing in good rain gear, warm layers, and sturdy boots will make all the difference. Learning to find joy in a walk through a misty forest or a ski on a crisp winter day will transform your experience of the Norwegian climate from a challenge to an opportunity. To combat the winter darkness, Norwegians have mastered the art of coziness, famously encapsulated in the concept of kos, which is kind of similar to the Danish hygge. This involves creating a warm, inviting atmosphere at home with candles, blankets, good food, and close company. It is about finding comfort and contentment during the darker months. By combining the indoor practice of kos with the outdoor ethos of friluftsliv, you can not only survive but thrive throughout the year. Adapting to the rhythm of the seasons, embracing the light and energy of summer, and finding peace and coziness in winter is essential for a happy and balanced life in Norway. In Norway, life is organized and cashless. Grocery stores close early, and Sundays are quiet, so planning ahead is key. Most payments are by card or app. Cash is rarely used. Digital banking and efficient public services make daily life smooth, but adapting to these routines is essential for settling in. Beyond rent and groceries, Norway's real sticker shock comes from everyday life. Haircuts, gym memberships, and even a simple night out can be expensive. Alcohol is especially pricey, changing how people socialize. Pre-parties at home are the norm. Adapting means savoring simple pleasures and embracing experiences over things. Many Americans arrive in Norway confident their English is enough. While you can get by at first, relying only on English creates an invisible wall. True integration and deep friendships require learning Norwegian, a challenge many underestimate. It takes real effort, but breaking the language barrier is key to feeling at home. Norway's system is efficient, but for newcomers it's a maze of red tape. Opening a bank account, getting a phone plan, or finding housing all require documents you don't have yet. Fierce competition for apartments and even daycare means you need patience, persistence, and a bit of luck. Stay organized, be proactive, and remember, these hurdles are normal. The reward is worth it. Before moving to Norway, visit first, not as a tourist, but to research daily life, neighborhoods, and costs. Start networking early, both in person and online, to build connections and gather advice. Prepare your finances, budget for at least 6 months, and research opening a Norwegian bank account. Make a checklist for key tasks, registering with the police, tax office, and finding a doctor to ensure a smooth start. Arriving in Norway, prioritize building your support system. Connect with the broader Norwegian community through hobbies and interests. Sign up for a Norwegian language course. Join a local hiking club. Volunteer for a cause you care about. Prepare for emergencies and secure your well-being. Ensure comprehensive travel or international health insurance. Save emergency numbers in your phone. Embrace the Norwegian lifestyle and adjust your mindset. Participate in friluftsliv by getting outdoors. Invest in your language skills relentlessly. Language learning unlocks Norway for you. Moving from America to Norway is a monumental journey. From securing your visa and budgeting for Oslo's high costs, to embracing Norway's work-life balance and reserved culture, each step requires planning and patience. With foresight and an open mind, you can thrive in your new Norwegian life. Moving from America to Norway is more than a change of scenery. It's a transformative adventure. There will be challenges, paperwork, loneliness, and a high cost of living. But each hurdle brings growth. Embrace the Norwegian way, build your support network, and celebrate small victories. Plan diligently, stay open-hearted, and get ready to write your next incredible chapter in the land of the midnight sun.